everyone. Today's topic is how an iBuyer compares to a local retail home buyer in San Diego. It's a real hot topic right now. My name is Brian of Trusted House Buyers, and today we're going to explore this new buzzword in San Diego real estate, iBuyer. So iBuyers are a relatively new option when it comes to selling your home. They provide a quick option if you need to sell as soon as possible, but obviously they're not the only option available to property owners in San Diego. Now, of course, there still are traditional local home buyers here in San Diego County. They are financed and able to purchase your house using traditional methods. So how does an iBuyer actually compare to a local home buyer here in San Diego, California? Well, iBuyers are companies that buy and sell real estate through technology. It's more or less how they operate. They felt there was this need to simplify and streamline the real estate transaction process. They're basically trying to eliminate the real estate licensee. The iBuyers provide a platform to buy directly from homeowners and then sell to other buyers directly. These are big national companies, and they're looking for properties in pretty good condition with very minimal or no repairs to make. If a property does need repairs, they will often offer much less for the house than what it could get otherwise, or require the seller to make those repairs themselves. They typically require those repairs to be done before closing. So iBuyers are focused really on a volume play, but are really looking solely at the data in an attempt to derive at a number that fits sort of their profit model. There are some iBuyers currently here in San Diego, and their presence will probably continue to grow over time. So now let's further examine those two options that I just mentioned, the iBuyer versus the regular retail home buyer. First, selling your property to an iBuyer. As a property owner, you need to know how an iBuyer compares to a local home buyer in San Diego when you decide it's time to sell your property. Through the iBuyers platform found online, property owners can request an offer from the company. The owner fills out information about the property and will disclose any known issues or recent upgrades. Usually you'll have to answer a series of questions and then even upload some photos if possible. Most homeowners in this scenario, they've been found to only highlight sort of the good aspects of the property, right? So if the property meets the company's initial criteria, then the platform runs an evaluation on the subject property, and the iBuyer will typically provide that cash offer within 24 or 48 hours of their request. Now, I've seen them drop the ball here in terms of timing, but that's at least what their marketing collateral says and what they shoot for. If the owner accepts the offer, the iBuyer will usually send out an inspector to verify the status of the home. And if any repairs need to be made, they will either request the seller to fix them, or they'll deduct the repair costs from the offer market rate. So they go in, they give you a price, they come out, and then they give you a real adjusted price based on the repairs. They are not, however, in the business of buying properties that are distressed or require a fair amount of work. They're trying to do things like paint, carpet, maybe replace some fixtures or door handles, things like that. They want to get the asset back on the market as soon as possible with very little effort. Now, if and when the repairs are settled with the iBuyer, the homeowner at that point picks the closing date. So they're pretty flexible with the closing date. Keep in mind these iBuyers charge fairly large fees for the transaction. So while you think you're saving on the cost of commissions of a real estate agent, make sure you understand all the fees that are involved, since they're not really calling them commissions, they're just sort of relabeled as costs instead of, like we said, the realtor commissions you would typically pay. So how much are you going to actually net on the deal? Do your own due diligence, right? So confirm any figures that they provide to you and make sure they line up properly. So make sure you do your own due diligence and confirm any of those figures and costs that they are providing to you. The second option is selling your property to a local home buyer. This is a traditional method that many of you are familiar with. A local home buyer in San Diego will generally be using a real estate agent, and this means the local home buyer will most likely be finding your property through maybe the multiple listing service, the MLS, or maybe even you're doing a for sale by owner. Be posted on one of those sites. The buyer's agent at that point would then present the offer to either the seller's agent or the seller directly if they're not using an agent. Now, if the seller accepts the offer, the buyer will hire an inspector to make sure there are not any hidden surprises on the property. Occasionally, the buyer will even purchase in all cash. However, the typical home buyer will usually need financing, which can take 30 to 90 days, depending on the lender. And financing is pretty normal here in San Diego and a lot of real estate markets, especially given the price points here locally. I'm sure you may have seen the house in Georgia, a plantation home with 5 bedrooms and 10 acres for $125,000. Well, that's not the world we're operating in, and most of the deals are financed through lenders. Now, in this retail transaction, there is a point in the process where some buyers are forced to withdraw, and this is often it because they're financing issues. So they can do legally if their financing contingency is still in place. Usually weeks into an escrow, they get their earnest money deposit back that they put in with escrow, and there's really no repercussions. The seller has to start the process all over again, trying to find a willing buyer. In all honesty, these pre-qualification letters are pretty easy to obtain, but when it really gets sent to a lender's underwriter, funding might be denied when things are really, combed over finely, and incomes and expenses require a lot more verification. If they make it past this point, then the closing usually occurs according to the contract. There are also local home buyers that do not use real estate agents, and they are basically local investors. Working with these buyers will have aspects of both iBuyers and regular retail buyers. They tend to make all cash offers with quick closing timeframes. Some of the good ones will even be quite flexible with their terms and those timeframes, whether it be fast or slow, but the idea is to solve the seller's issue rather than meet the stringent requirements of a traditional buyer or plug the data into a buy box like an iBuyer, if you will. Additionally, these local investors will be much more knowledgeable than a big iBuyer, right? They are not using algorithms to solve an issue and are really more hands-on with the local real estate. So just like a local home buyer with conventional financing, they most often work and live near the property being sold. So they can provide more of a local expertise, if you will. These cash home local buyers also have the ability to close quickly since they're not waiting for financing, which can appeal to folks that need money in only a few days potentially. There are many scenarios where this hybrid type of buyer gives the seller the best of both worlds, and it sort of fits the seller's needs. But whatever you decide, make sure you're informed about each option and find the one that suits your particular situation. For more information on this stuff, or how an iBuyer compares to a local home buyer or a local investor buyer, you can always call us at Trusted House Buyers. We're happy to help answer any questions or let you know about our services. So reach out to us at 619-786-0973. Thanks again for watching, and good luck out there.